So we're running into a golden pocket right here, and getting a little pit stop at the moment. But realistically, more than anything, what we were looking at this move here is we were looking for this higher low. So we came in, we've been printing these, we got our low, our high, higher low, higher high. Didn't know where that higher low was necessarily going to come in at, right? We were looking for it here because this is the point of control. This was also our quarterly key level, so double stacked, right, with support. We also had this, once again, double stacked right here. You got your previous weekly untapped pivot, and the CME futures gap is right here. So this was going to be another level if we did lose this to look down to. And then you got a triple stack right here. You got your monthly open, you got your range low, and you got a naked point of control, which is a major volume target. So these were the three areas of interest, right? If we did lose this one, you'd be looking for these two. And once again, it is like, anybody that's going to say, oh, it could go up, could go up or could go down. Well, for sure, it can at any moment. We plan our reactions here. And I can tell you right now that most people out there, if we drop down to $38,000, would probably be freaking out. And anybody in our Discord server would be, wouldn't bat an eye. Either even if you couldn't act on this, right? A lot of times, even if you can anticipate these lower prices, and you can't, bring yourself to, sell out your positions or whatever the case is. If you can't hedge properly or whatever, if you're just going to hold it and ride it out. When we get to this level, just the same way we got down to this level, right? This was we gave everybody two levels to watch for when we lost $46,000, and it was this doomsday range right here. And there's 2 points. It was 33,500. It was 32,200, and we gave those on Christmas Eve, right as we were coming up to $52,000 in a live stream, and then in multiple updates from there. And it's because these were volume targets to the downside, right? So even if anybody did not take the risk because they were already down, right? Like if you've been holding from the top or anything like that, and you couldn't risk the market turning around and you selling the low, essentially, whatever, right? At least when they woke up to this, they weren't panicking. They were like, all right, well, we anticipated these levels to come in. And then they had reason behind these levels, right? This is not one time are you seeing me pull this just like scrolling left and seeing and making sure that this was, support from last month or whatever the case may be, right? So these got some reason for it. They got a why, I guess you could say. And so those are our levels there. And then simple, right? We regained to the upside. So now we are looking up at the moment, right? So we're bouncing higher. We put in this, we're looking for a higher high on a daily time frame for Bitcoin. So around this 44,500. We want to see this close, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow. That's what we're, really kind of trying to, anticipate here. And will it happen? Who knows, right? So that's something we got to look for, pay attention for. And that's going to be a higher high, right? And that's going to probably, run us into this next range. So we got our range high coming in right here. And this is also the exact range low of this price action right here. So like I said, this is like busting into the second story of your house. You got your ceiling of your current floor, and then you got your floor of your next floor. So break through into this range. You got your range high, range low, double stacked, right? Hold that as support, and then essentially, we got two major targets before 50K. One of them is a yearly pivot or a yearly key level. You got that coming in about 47,700. Then we got our point of control, and then we've got the range high. So those would be the levels to look for to the upside, right? About 47.7, 49, 50 in that order essentially. We'll keep updating as we go. Like I said, I do these 7:30 a.m. Eastern to 8:30, give or take. But that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. So I think everybody's pretty much got the rundown on that so far now. We'll switch it over to ETH. So we'll zoom this into a little. This is the daily still, so we'll do this 4 hour. So yesterday we were looking at this, right? Holding once again, major support, right? This is no 4 hour candle close somewhere. This is no, this is 2 years of support right here. So this is big, and we held so far, and same deal, right? We're looking to kind of come through. One thing about ETH versus Bitcoin is we have not put in, even on a 4 hour time frame quite yet, a higher high from this previous swing. So that is one thing we're really looking for out of ETH compared, right? Bitcoin does have that, right? Does have that higher high even on the smaller time frame. We're just looking for the higher low confirmation at this point, but ETH is not putting that higher high yet. So really looking for that. But the levels that we've been watching are really still the same, right? So we've got the 2 year key level and we've got our 1 year key level right here. So big area to be sandwiched between. Bust above that. Really just this orange line is our range high. So there's going to be some resistance here. Obviously, we've seen it here, here. But we break into this and break out. I'm sorry. You hold this level of support about 3,200. Really nothing until this triple stacked area, right? So what this area is a volume target. You've got a major quarterly level, and you've got a golden pocket all stacked right here from the drop. So this $3,800 to $4,000 level is a big area of opportunity, or not a big target area, right? Like this is if we hold above this $3,200, I don't anticipate too much time that's going to take. And when I say that, I mean it's not going to be hours, but over a couple of days, week or so, we'd be probably looking back up to that 4K area. Now, this is assuming as well that Bitcoin's running up to that next range that we were just talking about, right? That's going to be $47,000 Bitcoin, $49,000 Bitcoin, and so on. But yeah, that's pretty much ETH. Lose that key level right there, and you're looking at that monthly open. We got our point of control back down here. So this is the only thing, right? We did get rejected at the range high. And essentially, when you get that rejection, your next major target is back to your point of control. So very interesting, very important to pay attention here. But when you correlate all the market together, it's very important to note that once this is a 20% drop if you were to get that. So now you're looking at Bitcoin's probably at that point Bitcoin's dropping 10%. So now we're looking at a 40K, 39K Bitcoin takes us back down to this level. So that's only if Bitcoin starts falling. So that's when it does take paying attention to Bitcoin and kind of understanding where the general market is looking and heading to kind of understand where these altcoins are going to move to. So had everything holding at support yesterday, and obviously we got a nice bounce. BNB, somebody asked for that. We did go over it yesterday, but I'll just cover it really quickly. I was anticipating, once again, this was if we got a decent drop out of Bitcoin, we'd probably see this monthly open. Not even decent, because this wasn't much far off. This was like 3%. Yeah. So I mean, this wasn't a big one actually. So if you got greedy waiting on this one, right? I did post this one in the Discord, and that's the thing. We look for in betweens. You're gonna make that money in the middle. It's great to get the exact levels, obviously, but sometimes you can't anticipate getting the exact move. So that was a 3% difference right there, and even just from this quarterly level, I barely missed it by under 1%. But regardless, obviously we got the whole market kind of bounced up with Bitcoin. So but look at what we took out, right? We came in to this, we bounced straight through, big levels here. So for BNB, now to just kind of come back and hold this, right? Even if you came back down, you hold that 12-month key level. That's a really good look, and you're probably heading back higher, right? So same deal as anything else, right? We're going to head up to that range high next, more than anything. So we got that range high coming in right here. You got these 2-week levels, nothing really major right there. Realistically, I'd be targeting this yearly open. It's a big target for me. Up here about 511. Obviously, we got to break through this range high, and then you got this quarterly key level up here about 520. So these are the two main targets for me on BNB. And as once again, this is not going to happen overnight. So these are some midterm holds, so to speak. Could be weeks, could be months, whatever. Lose these levels, obviously we're heading lower. Lose that monthly open, and that's usually not a great sign. But right now we're looking up, right? So those would be the next levels I'd be looking for out of BNB. Phantom was one we opened with today. Posted that one last night in the Discord, right? We were looking at this golden pocket, which has been some pretty major support across the board. We came back into it last night, and once again, you want to be, it's cautious at the same time as optimistic, right? Because you're coming into some major support. So, obviously selling at support is usually not a great idea. You want to be, getting involved at support, whatever, or if you're holding already, right? You're not really looking to sell when you get down to these, golden pockets and major support levels. Could you break lower? Yes, right. That's always a risk. And the same thing, like I said, in order to kind of note that for yourself, right? Like look to set alerts. I mean, I live on alerts, whether they're through the TradingView app or just on CoinMarket, so that all my charts aren't 100% marked up all the time. But you can go on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and literally look up Phantom and say, when 182 gets crossed to the downside or candle closes below or whatever the case, send me a text. so that you can check out the market, right? See what Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin's melting, obviously you know that the altcoins are going to melt, and you can make a decision from there, right? Or just know, also, we put up these charts, right? We always put up the big buy zone of doom, right? And this is assuming that Bitcoin takes those moves down to 38K, 36. This is the, these are just there. Not saying we're going to get these, but if Bitcoin starts melting to the downside, this is what we're going to be looking for, right? But as always, anytime we post those too, for anybody in the group, right, it's always, hey, from here, this is what, 40%, 50%, yeah. So I mean, like, that's literally insisting that the whole market is melting. So don't just hold out for those levels alone. But yeah, this is was a pretty big area to come into. If you decide to get involved or whatever, you're holding it in general. We got that bounce in the post last night, right? In the Discord, once again, leading crypto Discord here. It was right here, right? So lose the golden pocket. We have to look lower area, look to regain the monthly for upside continuation, and we basically shot straight up from there, right? So we got that monthly open, holding it at the moment. So we'll see if that does continue. But from here, we're looking back up, right? We got our yearly open right above that, a couple of key levels, so some decent targets in the short term. Obviously, there's plenty more above it. It's not a huge, milestone, but 17-20% in an asset. It's not a terrible day at the bank. But that's FTM, right? So we did Phantom, BNB. Solana is one as well that's really been hugging this golden pocket for like the last few weeks, right? So same deal, right? We gave up the this would be the major area coming in here, and that would be insisting or assuming that Bitcoin completely melts, because that's like another 40% drop, obviously. But we did get this little breakout. You could maybe look at this as a falling wedge, but well, regardless, we're just looking at it as the levels here. I don't know why I drew that on there. But yeah, you had this golden pocket right here. This has just been hugging, just very similar to Phantom. Now the thing is that we do lose that golden pocket, and there is nothing below, right? You got this little area, kind of, which is about $70, and then from there, it's just all the way back down to basically $50 almost. So that, like I said, that'd be a 50% move to the downside. So that's going to be whole market meltdown at that point. You're talking about probably down to 28K Bitcoin or something like that. So, until you really get a threat of that out of Bitcoin, I would look to this to hold, right? So obviously it's been holding very well. And if we can get this bounce out of here, you get this higher high around 122, then I'd be looking back up for Solana, right? So, and same thing, you can put these, put an alert, put an alert under $91, right? If that's the case, and then, pay attention to what's going on. If we got, Bitcoin really on thin ice or something like that, then that's when we kind of have to make that decision. But we'll put that in, we'll keep these updated as we go. But yeah, Solana held that pretty well. I didn't post this one last night, which I was upset at myself, because there's Trias and X-Curve, some small micro caps, right? We went through this, right? We had these two just super simple targets that we've been looking at: point of control. Broke out of this, rallied straight to that point of control, pulled it back. Golden pocket is where we were sitting last night, right? I was going through a bunch of charts when I was looking at the Phantom. A lot of these alts were sitting pretty much at these golden pockets, and I didn't post this one, unfortunately. But for anybody that was holding, it's back up a bit here, right? That was like a 13% move right there. And somebody in the group probably did post it, actually, because we have the altcoin charts where other members can post in there, and Xcur and Trias are definitely some fan favorites in the group. But yeah, I came right into this golden pocket as well. Took off from there. So Jasmy doesn't have much price action, right? Doesn't have much history. So you kind of have to go off of like all the history. So for Jasmy, you're making pretty much new lows, right? So we're kind of turning it around. We've got our range low coming in right here, and this is like the global range low. So this is all the price action basically in history. What you really want to look for Jasmy is to re-enter this level right there. So it's not it's probably about 10 or 20% away now, maybe even 30. It's a pretty big move. Yeah, about 23%, right? So it does look like it's turning around a bit, but you really want to see this level reclaim, this 0.038 come back up. That's that, essentially all the price action range low. You want to hold that, and then you're going to probably be looking up. From there, that natural target of that point of control comes into play, and then and then your range highs overall. So, but just a very simple, move on that one. And I'll kind of make this, I'll make a better chart here to kind of go over with everybody, and for maybe the next one or whatever. But yeah, you want to see that level kind of regained for a continuation to the upside. So obviously, like I said, don't just sell out of your position, over that, because you could be turning around right now, and that's like 20 or 30% away if you're holding. Anybody else, kind of to look to get in, it's probably a little bit less of a risk if you're going to be looking up around that level there. Like I said, and that's the thing with trading in general, right? Sometimes you're going to miss 10-15%, but you want that clarification, right? Because other times, you get stuff like this, right, where you do get in on something and it rallies up, and then of course it just melts right back down. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for, about 0.039. Hold above that for a bit, and then you could probably start looking up to the upside there. So this is about all the time I have today, everybody. Generally, like I said, we go live on try to go every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning Eastern through 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and from here I'll try to I'm gonna go through. I'll probably start polling the Discord on what altcoins you want to see covered in the live stream. Try to cover like 3 or 4 or 5, a couple small caps, a couple mid caps, a couple large caps, and go from there. Like I said, for anybody that's interested in joining Magic Internet Money and I, we created Leading Crypto. It's a new Discord server. Link is in my bio. We do have a special going on right now. Once you get to the welcome page, you can check that out. But you will get updates very, very often from myself. Here for altcoins, you got Magic Internet Money. He does a really, really in-depth, detailed Bitcoin analysis right here, pretty heavily. We both update live streams exclusively to the group, right? So this is very, very exclusive. We do Wednesday and Sunday night updates only to just the members. Then we do daily recaps of Bitcoin. Magic puts up a 5-10 minute daily recap there. We've also got an academy here with over about 15, 20 videos so far, and we're just adding and adding as we go. So if you know nothing about how to create charts, how to read them, how to look at it, how to trade, where to go, I'm putting out a couple of exchange videos today, how to use them, how to sign up with VPNs if anybody's interested on that. So just a lot of content coming out there just from the two of us, right? Then we also have over a dozen great traders in the group that are constantly posting as well in here. While we're not there, they're from all over the world. There's people in Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, very, very amazing and active traders there. And then we have order flow, which is going to be our baby basically. So this gentleman right here, Max, he lives over in Dubai. He's our order flow and open interest specialist. And we are going to be introducing order flow and open interest to everybody, showing everybody how to utilize it, how to put that into your resource kit. And this is something that you're not going to learn anywhere else, I can assure you there. We also host daily classrooms where this is actually where you can come in and build a chart out with Magic Internet Money, myself, or Max, to ask questions. Very interactive, pretty interesting. And from there. So if anybody's interested, like I said, link is in the bio. Otherwise, I'll keep the updates flowing on here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern to 8:30 a.m. Eastern daily. Hope you all have a great day, and until the next one, cheers.